Welcome to the series where I test out money-making methods from the OSRS Wiki. Feel free to leave suggestions on which moneymaker you'd like to see next. And also, if you didn't already know, I have a nice playlist that I've created that has all of the previous moneymakers that I've already tried, so go ahead and check it out if you haven't already. With that being said, let's get into the video. So for today's video, I thought we'd go ahead and take a look at another free-to-play moneymaker, and that is cutting oak trees. Now, it was brought to my attention from a few different comments that the price of oak logs have gone up significantly. Before, these were a heavily botted item, and I'm assuming that Jagex is getting to work and banning a lot of these accounts, so I think because of that, prices of certain botted items are now more expensive, which is good for the game because it allows for people to make money legit now. Now, who knows how long it'll be before these prices of items will drop again. I'm sure that, someone can make a lot more bots in the future and of course make the price of these items crash, but for now they're at a pretty decent price, and if you really don't have a well-built account, if you're just starting out, this might be a good moneymaker for you. So if you, for whatever reason, wanted to do this in a members world, this is what gear setup I would use personally. I have a dragon axe along with my lumberjack outfit for some bonus woodcutting XP. Now, you do get this outfit from, I believe it's Temple Trekking, the minigame. Now, of course, the outfit is not necessary, but if you are grinding your way to 99, it will help in the long run because of that nice 2.5% bonus XP. Now, me personally, I didn't go for this outfit until after I was maxed, and the only reason I did it is because it was needed for a master clue step. But if you want to be efficient, I recommend getting it pretty early on. And if you're doing this moneymaker in free-to-play, which is more likely, then all you'll be needing is a rune axe and your best fashion scape, or just wear nothing. Me personally, I thought I'd go ahead and rock the champion's cape while I go ahead and do some woodcutting. Now I will go ahead and show you some locations that you can cut the oak trees at. Again, if you are doing this on a members world, I recommend going to the woodcutting guild. Now, you will be needing 75% Hasidious favor to enter the woodcutting guild, but once you have it, you're free to train your woodcutting here. And since this is a guild, once you are in here, you do get a nice invisible boost from actually cutting trees in this area. And right here you can see that there are 3 oak trees that are very close together. I actually used this spot during the Twisted League to train my woodcutting and to also gather planks for the construction grind, so I'm very familiar with this place. Now, when you get a full inventory, you can run east and bank your logs here in this axe shop. There is a bank deposit box that you can use, and it's kind of a far run. I'd say it's further than the run from the bank to the oak tree in Draenor that I will be showing you in a little bit, but you do have the invisible boost and the dragon axe, so you might be able to cut enough oak logs to make up the difference. But again, I don't think if you have access to a members world that you'll be chopping oak logs for a moneymaker, but who knows, you might. And this is the spot that I will be using for the next 1 hour. It is free to play, and I will be hopping to a free to play world as well. This is the oak tree that I'll be chopping. There's actually 2 here, but it's not really worth it to alternate between them because by the time you make it to the second oak tree, the first one has already grown back, so there's really no need to run between the 2. Now, luckily, this is a very AFK moneymaker, so you could even make an alt account if you really wanted to that would just chop oak logs in the background. The effort, like I said, is very minimal, and the stat requirement as well is also nothing. You don't need any quest requirements. The only thing you need is, of course, the level 15 woodcutting requirement, although they do recommend having 60. Now, I know it's very, very tempting to cut yew trees once you hit 60 woodcutting, but I took a look at the wiki, and apparently cutting oak logs is more profitable than cutting yew trees right now, so that's something to consider. And the reason for that is because yew logs really aren't worth too much nowadays. I think they're currently at around 243 GP, which is a little over double the price of oak logs, but you get oak logs a lot faster than you do yew logs. And if we take a look at the Grand Exchange, we can see the price of oak logs has, in fact, significantly increased over the past 6 months, currently at 101 GP, and if you look at that, back in March, they were only worth around 18 coins, so this is a huge upgrade. So again, if you are a lower level account, this could be a nice moneymaker. Like I said, it's very AFK, minimal effort, and prices are pretty good right now. Just make sure that you do a price check of the oak logs before doing this moneymaker. Even though you're not really losing anything, you're only gaining money, but still, you never know, the prices might have crashed again, depending on when you are watching this video. Now I gotta say, this is one of those moneymakers that takes me back, way back whenever I was starting out RuneScape. I did start playing a very long time ago, and the go-to moneymaker for me was cutting trees. I remember cutting regular trees, and then cutting the oak trees in Varrock, and then moving over to the willows here at Draenor, and then finally reaching 60 and going to cut the yew trees east of Varrock. And back then, I remember being so happy that I could finally cut yew trees. Even though it was such a slow process, I managed to save up enough money for a full rune set and a rune skimmy. And unfortunately, I think I logged into like a PvP world one day and I lost everything and I was completely heartbroken. But it was okay because I could just go back to the yew trees and chop for another, I don't know how many hours it took, but I did eventually get my rune set back. So it's moneymakers like this that I really enjoy doing because they just have such a special place in my heart. They take me back to a more simpler time, and honestly, I kind of miss those days. RuneScape was a completely different game back then. It was, I don't know, there's just something so special about playing it for the first time. You just don't know what to do because there's so many activities out there, and honestly, that feeling is unmatched. I don't think I've ever played a game that gave me the same excitement that exploring RuneScape gave me. If you guys have any similar stories or just anything really about your first time playing RuneScape, go ahead and leave it down in the comments below. I would love to read through them. Now, there was an update today. Well, as of this video being uploaded, I think it was yesterday. But anyways, there was an update and I was waiting for it since, I want to say at least 2 weeks, because I thought around the same time that they added the Rocky recolors that they were also bringing the Mythical Cape, the Mythical Max Cape. But I am very excited to announce that it is finally here, so I did go and grab that immediately. And here is a look at the cape. It's in my inventory and now I am putting it on. And yes, I actually do like the look of this. I think it looks great, but it looks a little off with the blue graceful that I have, so I decided to go to my house and grab the white graceful. And I think it matches that one a lot better. It just looks cleaner. I suppose I could change the color of my character to be blue to match with the blue trim on the cape, but I don't know if it's the same blue. I don't think it is, but it might look better. I don't know. Anyways, there was also a change to the look of the divine potions. As you can see here, they are a lot bigger than what they used to be, and they also added a lot of new stuff, or not added, but they changed a lot of stuff in the gauntlet, so I'll be taking a look at that later. But we are finally done with the 1 hour of cutting the oak logs. We managed to get 967. Price check is around 100k, so definitely not bad, especially for it being a very low requirement and free-to-play moneymaker. Now, unfortunately, the actively traded price is 86, but I did do a price check myself, and I decided that 98 was a good value to put in there, and it did not take long for them to sell, so you could possibly even get the 101 that was there in the beginning. And of course, if you do decide to do this with a Dragon Axe in Members Worlds, you can definitely get more oak logs than I did. But you probably won't want to do that moneymaker, especially considering that if you have members, there's a bunch of other moneymakers you can do. Now, as for the total profit that we made from this 1 hour, we don't have to subtract any supplies because we didn't have to spend any money on supplies, which is good. So we got a total profit of 94,766 GP, along with 36,263 woodcutting XP. And like I said earlier, if you do decide to do this in the members world, of course you can get a little more XP if you do wear the lumberjack outfit. Now, I did change the amount of logs cut per hour in the wiki so I can see how much money I would have made, and it's pretty similar. The only reason why we made a little bit less than you see here is because, of course, I put it in there for a little bit under the market value, which was 101. So I'm sure if you leave them in there for a while, they will eventually sell. I just want to say thanks for checking out the video, and if you enjoyed it, please consider giving it a thumbs up and possibly a subscription. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next episode.